Hello, welcome back. It's another episode of Allotment Gardening here in Edlington. Yeah, and it's your boy Johann here. I know it's been almost a month. It's just been a month, I think, because today is the 21st of July, and so it's been probably exactly a month since I did the last episode. Um, so I've just thought, let me do a quick episode today to show you around and see what's happening in the garden. And I think we might be quite in luck today because we've been having lots of dry weather. We're actually on the period of drought here, but we've had rain for the last 3 days. Today is Monday, so on the last time I've been here, I think was Saturday. Saturday I came and did a bit of weeding. Yeah, so let me show you around. Let's see what the garden looks like. After a nice rainfall. And guess what? I have not been here for the last couple of days, so it's also news for me. All right. So as I said, it's a quick update. So this is our shed. I haven't got a light in here, but it's a bit dark. So there's no windows at all. I'm in the shed, but I've did lots of cleaning up, so it's almost ready. I have about one more trip left to take to the tip, and then I just need to do a bit of wiping down, and we should be all good to go until I decide what I'm going to do with it. But for now, as you can see, even though it's raining, it's quite dry inside, so not a bad shed at all. All right, here we have this type of tub thing, and it's just collected some rainwater here, and this is what I usually use to kind of crush my horse manure and to make it more manageable, and I'm spreading it out on the bed. So here we've got a few plants. We've got some beets. I think there might be some leeks and some dill in there. I know sometimes you hear the little one in the background just grumbling and saying all sorts of things, and I've been told, like, hey, why don't you put a little one on the video as well? But we don't want to destroy his innocence and make him a public figure, just not as yet. Privacy has to be maintained. But what I was saying is that basically, baby opened lots of seeds, and there were just seeds everywhere. And then instead of like chucking it, we just decided to just put the seeds in there in this little pot. So we have lots of beets, dill. Well, that's what we can see. Leeks. I planted out as much as I could plant it out. There's actually no more space for them now. So yeah, that's that story. So here we've got strawberries. So strawberries as usual. I picked lots of those strawberries. To what can I say? What did I do with my strawberries? Yeah, I picked lots of strawberries to preserve fruits. The oldest ways known of preserving fruits. In the liquid form. So I had some strawberry mixed with some cherries, and and then strawberries also mixed with plum, to make wine. So here on my bed, as I told you, we had lots of beets, so just like stuck in beets here. But here we've got a bed of tomatoes, and as you can recall, these two beds here had garlics on them that has been harvested, and so now we have our tomatoes coming up. And then you can see we have some some nice blossoms on there already, so hopefully we get some tomatoes. It has been very droughty and it's like really late in the season. It's now like end of July when things should be harvested, but as you can see, I've just decided to let me just put everything in the ground now. So here we've got a bed of herbs, so it's basil, marjoram, oregano. I think we got some parsley, coriander, celery as well. Here we've got some lettuce, beets, leeks from the last time. We have our beets. Some of them are actually ready for harvesting. You can see the beets are started showing the faces, so definitely a few of them are ready for harvesting now. And the leeks is really interesting, because I've planted beets at home as well. I have a couple raised beds in my back garden, and the beets that I planted at home along with the leeks, because usually when I plant some here I keep like 1 or 2 plants at home, so it's just like easily accessible. So if I need something, I don't have to come all the way here for it. And the ones at home, they've matured, they've harvested. I made some really nice beets at home. I think between 9 ounces and a pound, each one weighed, so really nice beets. But still, these ones are good. I think I'm gonna have some nice beets here to have, steamed, or the way I like them mostly just like juice with carrots. I've got some carrots growing at home. No carrots here, but some carrots at home. So here we got our spring onions, our peppers, got some blossoms on there. We can see some peppers on this one. And the beds are looking really lovely. So what I did as well is just like started, preparing them. I know it's like still summer, but I started preparing them for winter as well, like so. In the way that just giving them like heavy mulch at the top. I'm not sure if they're gonna if the mulch is gonna make it until winter, but we'll see. We can always just add more mulch on there. Yeah, but I'm just like really happy for the rainfall, and the garden is looking so beautiful. If we had this rain all through the spring, when it's meant to be springing and raining and everything else, the garden would have been like really beautiful. So here I've got lettuce. The last time actually I planted all my lettuce together and all were ready together, and I had so much lettuce and still so many bolted. So what I try to do this time is just to plant them out in phases. So you see, like these ones are a couple of weeks behind of these ones here, so hopefully they don't all be ready at the same time and I have too much lettuce to eat. Here I've got some spinach. I think like some of the leaves are ready for picking. I've also got some spinach at home looking really lovely. I've actually picked lots of the spinach at home already. Here we have the corn. The corn is really struggling. This, corn is usually like 10 to 12 weeks, for harvest. And these have been there, I think, more than 10 weeks already. But we just have not been getting the rain. Have not been getting the rain at all. So hopefully, we have a bit more of a wet summer than we had spring. So the corn can do its thing, and I can have a couple of sweet corn, for the barbecue grill. Here we've got some okra on this bed, and let me just adjust this camera stand a bit because I just saw something that's really interesting there. and it's like little baby okra here. The tree can barely, that plant can barely hold its own, but it's got a couple okra and there, so yeah, I guess these plants, they have reached the age where they should be producing, but it's just been tiny because it's just not been getting the rainfall, and then it's because it's drought as well. And yeah, and you start a garden and then you spend so much time watering it, and there's so much other things to do, so you just have to try and manage your time effectively. But one of the things I wanted to talk about today is the when you doing your garden, the importance of planning out your garden properly. I've said it before that a garden takes about 3 years to really get it the way that you want it to be. But like, this is a really important step. The first step, I think, you need to lay out your garden properly so you can walk through your garden quite freely, harvest, whether you have to do little chores, you should be able to walk through your garden really freely and comfortable. You have to be able to walk through your garden like very comfortable, so we always try to have like a path, easily accessible path that you can walk through your garden. As you can see, I can maneuver myself around all those beds like quite easily. So the first part in your garden, when you're doing a garden, don't ever skip this part. This is a really important, making sure that, well, the part, to ensure that you have a good path, to walk through your garden. And it just makes it like so easy. Like now, if I didn't have this path, the ground is so wet, I'll probably just be making like mud and destroying like my planting area. So I don't want to walk on the area that I plant at all. The area that's for planting is just for planting, and I do not want to be walking on this area at all. But I also want to be able to walk through my garden, very easily, so I can get to everything. Here we've got the onions. And as you can see, lots of the onions have been harvested already. But I thought, like, let me just well, all are not quite ready for harvesting, and I'll show you now, like, how do you know that your onions are ready for harvesting? And once the onions are ready for harvesting, you'll see that they will just start lying down their neck like this. I did not do that. So this is one there that's ready for harvesting. So real nice onion. I've got some onions at home that's ready harvested. You see this one here as well, it's man, his neck is ready for harvesting. And we have a couple here, there's a lovely red one, that's ready for harvesting as well. And you could always like just give them a bit of a kickstart if you think you're ready for harvesting and they're not ready for harvesting as yet. You can always just like bend it like that and do the manual way and just speed it up and get it ready for harvesting. But I'm saying, like, this is the garden. It's looking really lovely. It's looking really beautiful, if I say so myself. And yeah, there's a couple of things I would like to plant for winter, but I think like now is just to try and maintain the garden and just try to make it like really nice and beautiful for the summertime. Because like what my plan was is to just get up to this green mark, so this post right there, and I told myself that's for the first year, and once I get to that point, I'll be quite pleased, I'll be quite happy. And yeah, so it's not like I've not been coming to the garden because I've not been doing videos. I've actually been coming to the garden, but just like sometimes I come and it's just like so much to do. I just like knock it down and get to it. Even today there's a few things I need doing, but I said, like, what, before I harvest the rest of these onions, before I harvest these potatoes, which I've also started harvesting. There you can see this one I've completely dried back, so you can tell it's ready for harvesting as well. Some of those leaves there, you could tell like these ones are starting to dry as well, so they're ready for harvesting. So I just thought, like, hey, before I do any more harvesting, because it's at that time of the year, that time if everything is ready for harvesting, and if you don't stay on top of it, then you can lose all your crop. All those effort, all the work that you put in will just be gone. So yeah, my mission now is just to try and get the garden just looking like really nice and beautiful. So just clear the sides. There's lots of weeds on the side, and all those little things that needs doing, on the side here as well. There just need to do some weeding and make it all beautiful. There's a bit of a compost heap down in the back there. Actually I've met this one with the allotment. I've added grass to it, but it is more or less I met it there, and yeah, so I just need to sort it out. There's a other couple compost that I got at the back that I'll show you soon, that I also will sort out. But yeah, I just want my garden looking like really beautiful. So next time, I'll do the video, hopefully, the garden will be all nice and beautiful. Yeah. So this here is I inherited this the strawberries, and there's a few things, they plant like really closely together, and also at the back, it's not very accessible at the back here, so it's always like a bit of a challenge, to get to the back of it, because there's not really a path at the back, to walk to get to the strawberries at the back. And the bed is too wide, so if you're at the front, you can't. It's really a stretch, to get to the back of it. So you just have to be mindful when you're doing your garden, to make sure that you plan out your path, your walks really good. So you just want to be able to walk all the way around your beds, all the way around your plants, like really easily and really freely, and that really is a joy of garden. So you can just walk to your garden and really enjoy it, and that's part of it. All right, so in the back here we've got I've got some courgettes, some squash, and at the back here, it's a bit of no dig, because I just wanted to get like everything down into the ground, because it's really difficult in the first year, and I want to encourage all who's starting a garden for the first time. The first year is really difficult, but don't make shortcuts. Get everything done properly, because as I said, I think a garden takes about 3 years, to really get a garden the way you want it to be. The first year is just like getting your beds laid out, getting your things together. The second year, you will kind of get a feel for where you want things to be planted, when your garden is all nicely laid out, and by the third year, your garden should be like really up to speed, up to scratch, so as you can see, like here as well, even here, that's the way I've designed. That's how my path is going to be going, down this way, and through the back here, yeah, I've got some pumpkins. I got some pumpkins at the back, and the pumpkins are really looking beautiful. The ground here is like, well, I'm not sure if they ever planted here, but it's really nice, and yeah, can't wait, to plant some stuff in here. I've got some potatoes, some seed potatoes, and I'm hoping to plant those in here for and plant them here, so I can get some of it for December, hopefully, and it's now the end of July. So 12 weeks, 16 weeks. Hopefully I can have some potatoes, for my Christmas dinner. Yeah. So as I said, sometimes we keep working, we keep working, and sometimes you just have to stop, and take a reflect, take a look back, to see how far we have come, and just appreciate it. Some blackberries here. It's a little bit tart, a little bit sour, but you can get a couple ones that just surprise you and can be quite sweet. Um, wow, this one was quite sweet. Mhm. Yeah. There's a big patch of don't know if you remember, but there's a big patch of stinging nettle just there. So I think the whole of back area here was stinging nettle. It's lovely to rubbish, to tidy up, but see you next time. Hopefully you see like a garden that's really nice and nicely presented. So these are the stinging nettle that was that came from there. That was my mission on Saturday. Here we've got some pallets. It looks a bit hopefully they got some life in them still, because I've got plans to use them for making my compost compost bin. So here I got some grass again here. I'm just composting, so hopefully I could get some of this composting going. Yep. The other thing, we've still harvested like lots of the gooseberries here. There's only like one plant here, one tree remaining. So with gooseberries, I'm sure it's really a joy to just come in the garden here and just like have a couple of this. So I'd say in the last 2 minutes I've just like picked 2 of my 5 a day fresh from the tree. Some blackberries, not some gooseberries. You can also add some strawberries to it. Yeah, as well, I've got a couple courgette squash coming up. There's a lovely little courgette. So I'll find use for it. Yeah, so I was saying, you need to be able to walk through your garden quite easily. So this will be the path, so my next mission is just to clear this area up. I'll clear the whole garden up, really. That's the next mission, and make it all nice and beautiful and presentable. And here we've got a bit of peppers. I'm not sure if they're gonna be able to grow and be into peppers. I just thought, like, what, everything goes into the ground now. And I've also mulched this bed really good for getting them all ready for winter already. This one seems to be overgrown. Well, it is overgrown with weeds, but there's also some peppers growing up here. So this is meant to be like my my hot pepper area. The ones up there more the sweet pepper type, but this is meant to be hot pepper. I've got wiri and some cayenne. I'd also like to get a habanero going. Well, I've got some habanero in grow bags. I'm in my back garden, but most of the habanero did not germinate well, so that's how we are where we are. So here we've got some cantaloupe, some melon. Barely I'm surviving in the weeds. I think I had to plant beans like 3 times before they finally germinated. But we got some beans going on here and some cucumbers. They're well planted very late, so we just have to cross our fingers and see how well they do. And this is some spring onions, just did on the edges here. So all in all, it's a really beautiful looking garden, and mostly clear of weeds, and some harvesting to do, some weeding to do, some composting to do, But I've said, like this was my mark here. This was my target, to get to this point, and anything beyond this point, I think, is just added bonus, and yeah, I got my rainwater collecting going there, so I can make some more of my what is called plant tea, liquid fertilizer. I have applied one of the buckets, so this one is all empty now. It's still probably as smelly, so I've used this one, I was just waiting on some rainwater to make more of it, and I can just use these weeds like that right here next to the bucket, to just cut up and put in the bucket, with a bit of horse manure and a bit of rainwater to make another batch. This one here has been there for about 4 weeks now, 4 or 5 weeks. I'm just gonna give it a bit of a stir. You're meant to be turning it, so often, and yeah, add some microbes in the soil. Yeah, so I think this is about everything. We went through most of the garden today, and yeah, it's almost just the end of the season. I got this plot last year November, and you've seen we are just in June, no, end of July now, and oh wow, I almost forgot to mention this, but actually this is really good because this garden is actually an award-winning garden. Because I think the last time I told we have not been kicked out as yet, because the council have not been here to let us know if we passed probation. And guess what? We not only passed probation, but for new gardens, like new people that recently got their gardens, we were the #1 garden in Edlington, for people that has just got their garden, and we are #3 in Doncaster, in the whole of Doncaster. This is the #3 garden for people that has just got the garden. So like, hey, you are watching at a award-winning gardener, and yeah, this is an award-winning garden again. So again, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for encouraging me, for keeping me motivated, and now you got to subscribe to the channel. You've got to give that video a big thumbs up, because give the garden a big thumbs up, give the garden a so give me a big thumbs up, and yeah, because this is an award-winning garden. The council said they have not seen the garden done this way, ever. It's the first time they've seen a garden like this, and surprisingly, this is the only way I know how to do garden. It's the way that I've been taught, is the way we grew up in the Caribbean doing gardens, so yeah, all natural, all lovely looking, all beautiful. We have harvested what a bit of food and still more to harvest and still more to plant, and it's only the first year. We're just getting our hands in, getting our stuff all down and dirty. And yeah, so again, thank you for all. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. This has been a very long video, but I hope you found it enjoyable. I hope you enjoyed this little tour of my garden. And until next time, Probably, well, I'm not going to say what the next video is going to be because this one is already so long, but I do hope that you enjoy this lovely garden tour of this award-winning garden done by yours truly. Until next time, God bless you, stay safe, enjoy your summer, and yeah, if you're in the area, drop by maybe for some onions, some potatoes, some leeks, some beets, yeah, take care. Until next time.